D&D Character Origins brought a fresh take on character races. I very much like the general approach on race traits, and I think that most races are next to a final design. There are, however, 4 races that I think need some fixes. Tieflings, Ardlings, Gnomes, and Halflings. Tieflings and Ardlings were built mirrored into each other, each of them with 3 legacies which take the place of what was called sub-races in 5e. Each of their legacies have 1 damage resistance, 1 cantrip, 1 first level spell, and 1 second level spell, tailored to reflect the flavor of each legacy. In addition to that, all Tieflings get DARKVISION and Thaumaturgy cantrip, while all Ardlings receive Angelic Flight. Flight has always been a very controversial race trait, especially in lower levels, but I think this time 1D&D nailed it. It has a very limited number of uses and requires the character to land at the end of its use, covering only the distance of its base movement. Despite the cool design for both Tieflings and Ardlings, my evaluation is that they are underpowered when compared to other races and should still get additional race traits, which would be necessarily new ones given that the Tieflings kept all traits they already had in 5e. I can think of 2 options that would be aligned with those races, either advantage on charisma saves or proficiency on a charisma skill of the player's choice. Very little was changed in the Gnomes design compared to 5e, and that's a problem. Not only because they are a bit underpowered when compared to other races, but also because their gnomish lineages breaks the pattern established for elves, tieflings, and ardlings. But I don't think that it would be hard to fix them. My suggestion would be that each of their lineages simply follow the same design of the other races. Forest gnomes could get Minor Illusion, Speak with Animals, and Animal Messenger as their lineage, while rock gnomes could have Tinker, Alarm, and Arcane Lock, for instance. Those designs would give a welcome power buff and would better reflect the intended flavor for each gnomish lineage. Halflings are the big disappointment of 1D&D in my opinion. They were the weakest race in 5e and so remain in 1D&D. There are no more different race traits between their 2 sub-races. Naturally Stealthy was nerfed and now only provides proficiency on stealth, and that's truly a relief given the very clumsy mechanics it had so far. Their base speed is now 30 feet, but with only that in addition to the Brave, Luck, and Halfling Nimbleness traits, they are truly underwhelming compared to all other races. I think they would need a big buff to fix that, such as an additional skill proficiency of the player's choice and free inspiration after a long rest, for example. Despite the disappointing design of Gnomes and Halflings, truth is that the new take on Tieflings and the addition of Ardlings are very exciting. And given that we have another 1.5 years of playtesting ahead, I wouldn't worry much. I trust the D&D community has spoken about what bothers them in those 4 races, and there's plenty of time to fix them.